Brad, what was drawn up there on the final play before the timeout?
Well, I thought we got Sully setting the screen for Jeff at the top of the key, and then they were going to play off that just single pin down. And with 4 seconds left, I think the bottom line is try to get it to a guy that you think can make a play. And even though it wasn't, it was a great night for Jeff overall. Getting it into the middle of the floor with him driving in that direction. We've all seen him make those plays time and again. So that was, I don't have a problem with the last shot we got by any means.
Brad, when you come out in the first quarter like you guys did, are you almost kind of dreading the next 3 quarters? If you figure you're going to come back down a little bit?
No, I wish we would have played better, but that there's a lot of game left. The easy part is to say that we were up 19 and, we didn't hold on. But the bottom line is they outplayed us for 36 minutes out of 48. So, we outplayed them for 12, and that wasn't good enough, and it's not going to be good enough. They turned us over, and that was the difference in the game, I thought.
Brad, on the second to last play of the game where Brandon got stuck in the corner over there, was that just failed execution on the play call there, or what happened on that sequence?
No, there was a flare away that we were setting actually for Sullinger, and Brandon didn't think it was there, and it probably wasn't. So it was great defense on Detroit's part, and then he did. He could have tried to score that, but at the same time, what's going through his head is probably the play first, and then he didn't. He didn't end up taking the shot, so we called the timeout, got it back, and again got what I would consider to be a reasonable look after that.
And just looking after the first quarter, there was the biggest issue for you guys. Would you say just the turnovers piling up, or
clearly 30 points off turnovers is not going to do you much good. Again, I think it's easy for all of us, myself included, to be really focused on. We had a 19-point lead and didn't win the game, but we got outplayed for 36 minutes, and in a 48-minute game, that's usually a bad sign.
Why do you think you got outplayed? Do you think your team got a little overconfident when they got up? It was actually 21 early in the second quarter.
I don't know. That's a good question. I think that they play very free, obviously, but they also know, as we all know, everybody that's in this room knows, there's been a lot of NBA games. 19 points is nothing, especially with 36 minutes to go, and the firepower and the athleticism and talent that they have. So I thought they got shots at the rim off of our turnovers, and that was the key of the game. Again, I just think you can't give them angled points. You can't give them points without a guy between them and the basket, because they're going to score enough with a person between them and the basket. So you can't just give them runouts and dunks and all that stuff and putbacks. I mean, that's just it's a recipe for disaster.
Apologies if I already asked this. You guys, the turnovers have been fairly low for you guys, coming into tonight. What was the difference tonight?
I thought they were really good at shrinking the floor. They're obviously very long. That helps. They use their length well, which also helps. You see a lot of long players that don't necessarily use that length, but they use their length well. And they were very effective at drawing us into an extra dribble on the interior and using their length to disrupt either the next pass or disrupt the last dribble. And it happened time and again, and it happened to everybody. So it's not like it was one person or two people. You can go down the list. It happened to a lot of guys, and we didn't react well enough to just get it to the other side of the floor a little bit quicker. But again, credit them. There's 2 teams on the floor, and again, I don't think they're talented. They're really talented.
Coach, you just talked about Brandon Jennings just this night and that again making some of those really tough threes down the stretch. But could you guys have defended that any better? It looked like Avery was just right there in his face for a couple of those.
Well, the hardest decision of the day for me was whether or not to bring Avery back in for Courtney, because Courtney was kind of rolling. But I just felt like Avery could potentially change the game for us defensively, because it was going in the other direction. They were up 5 or 7. We just kept getting 2s, and they hit a couple 3s, and then just kept ballooning. And Courtney's a really good defender too, but he usually guards off the ball. And the guy that was hurting us the most was the guy with it. You know, that wasn't an easy call, but I thought Avery did a really good job on it. And you know, we got stops at the very end, but by then it was too late.
Final question, Emily?
Coach, despite the loss, this team continues to, fight to the end. That's hard to teach, that kind of drive for 48 minutes. Does that make it easier for you as a coach?
It's a good question. I think that I hate to celebrate that because I think that should be how you always should play. But that's just kind of, that's my outlook on sports. So I think, I appreciate it being something that we talk about as a real positive, but I think it should be an expectation to play through the buzzer.